happening, everybody? My name's Seven and welcome to a brand new Fortnite video. Now this is our second upload of the day, so if you enjoyed this, hit the like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. And if you haven't seen the other video where I break down all the trailer and show you a bunch of secret awesome stuff, definitely go and check that out. That video is popping right now. Now in today's second upload, what we're going to be looking at is the patch notes. They've changed a lot in Fortnite Battle Royale, and patch notes, as you know if you're a subscriber here, is one of the things that I tend to cover just as an additional upload, so that anyone that doesn't want to just sit down and read it, or someone who wants to just chill and watch gameplay, could listen to some information and learn more about what's happening in the game. So let's get straight into what they've changed. They're bringing the brand new map update, which has all the new locations and the different biome changes and so much more as of tomorrow. January the 18th, 2018 will be the release date of the actual update. Nobody knows the time that it's coming out dead on yet, but it will be coming on that date. Now the most significant things mentioned in this patch notes is of course this large map update with a number of significant improvements, and they've also changed the scope AR. They've also added voice chat and so much more. Let me know in the comment section below the first place that you're going to jump in this new map update, whatever that place may be on the left hand side of the map. Please do let me know below. Now the first really important thing is in regards to the battle pass. I'm a battle pass owner and I bought all of the tiers. As you may remember, I did a video where I broke down all of the tiers and I showed you all of the gear you get. It's just a thing I tend to do. I put the money in so that you guys can end up seeing everything before you actually get it, so that you can have like a sneak peek what you're working towards. Now with this new battle pass, there have been some changes. If you purchase the current battle pass, which is season 2 battle pass, when it comes to season 3 reset, there will be a brand new battle pass that will come out, which will have new items that we can all grind for. Now when you buy this current one in season 3, you will get a free 5 tier start on the actual battle pass itself. So everything between tier 1 and tier 5 you will be gifted straight away without even having to grind for it. There'll also be some deals as well if you want to speed through those tiers, but that's entirely up to you whether you want to do that when that does arise. Epic Games wants to thank everybody for getting involved with the winter update. They've wrapped it up, the supply drops have gone back to being the standard, the Christmas trees are going to disappear, and everything's just going to go back to normal, and then obviously some new things will appear in the next season. If when chilling in the pre-game lobby you've always wanted to be able to talk to new players, then you can now do that. There's something called voice chat, and it now fully supports on this game. So you're going to end up being able to talk to other players, whether you're in solos or whatever you may be, which is going to be very hilarious. You can imagine there's going to be some funny videos, probably even from myself, including the voice chat in there. Now for the nitty gritty information, this stuff's more the little fine details, but it all impacts the gameplay very much. So first off, they removed the scoped AR from the supply drops. I'm thankful that they've finally done that, because it was so bad whenever you'd run over to a supply drop and you would open it up and you go, oh, I've got a scoped AR. That was it. It was like a waste of time, and sometimes you can go for these supply drops and die, so it was a waste of time whenever you got those scoped ARs. So don't worry, that is going to be replaced. Gone. They've also replaced the old arrow reticle on it so that they can now have this more modern design, which they believe should make it a little bit easier when you're aiming and actually using this new crosshair compared to the previous one. And like I said before, with all the Christmas stuff changing, the new grenade launcher that was out, which was the snowball launcher, that's gone, and the standard grenade launcher is back again. And for all of you out there trying to grab yourself some grenades, they've increased that loot drop a little bit more than previous. In regards to the weapons, there's a couple of bug fixes, such as whenever throwing smoke grenades, they would explode on impact when hitting shallow water. That's fixed. Explosion effects now play properly on the surface of water. Wherever there was an issue before, it just didn't really kind of play very well, so the animation has been improved. Players who ever get hit by a boogie bomb, they won't be able to place traps anymore, and also it will kick players out of weapon targeting if you're hit with a boogie bomb. The animation that also occurred with the last stack of a grenade when it was thrown, it would prematurely end the animation for some odd reason. That's been sorted as well. I'm now going to cover all of the gameplay side of things when it comes to Fortnite Battle Royale. So to begin with, we all know they've been playing around with the friendly fire, and that is now being disabled. They're going to be evaluating this and of course wanting our feedback in regards to whether this stays or goes. When I was on stream the other day, I was trying to build up to the top of Dusty Depot, and there was an issue because one of my ramps wouldn't place because a lamppost was slightly in the way. Don't worry about this now. From this point onwards, when this update lands, these street lights will just end up popping and they'll just disappear. They won't interfere with your building, and the same thing occurs with empty chests. If you've ever opened up a chest and then tried to escape out of a building, in the same area, say for example through the roof of Greasy Grove's shop, then you know you couldn't do that until you destroyed the chest. Don't worry about that, the chest will just destroy itself and you'll be able to build and get out for free. One thing that really agitated me at one point with all of the way that we pick up items was that whenever an enemy would knock one of my mates down, I'd go for the revive, but if they were anywhere near a weapon or ammunition or anything like that where I had to pick up the item, it would always get in the way and it would delay the revive. They've now changed it so that the priority, it will be the revive instead of the collection of an item. And other things like the corn stacks at the farm, which seem almost invincible, will no longer be invincible. Once they take any level of damage, they will just pop and they will disappear. The most important change other than the friendly fire when it comes to gameplay will definitely be the factor that when players now aim while they're in the air, the second that they land on the ground, it will aim directly at the enemy. There will be no delay whatsoever, it will instantly aim. They've sorted a bunch of other issues, such as like when supply drops would pass through player-built structures. For example, the cozy campfire would actually end up healing eliminated players. That was a bit weird. That one got sorted. The deployment of launch pads and downed but not knocked out players. There's some issues that were altered there as well. But mostly things that just kind of occurred on a random occasion. These next ones are super important, so if you are listening to this right now, you're getting some very important information. When it comes to the world side of the updates, one of the big bug fixes that they've sorted out is, say for example you were in a loot lake, okay, and we got into a conflict, one of my teammates was knocked down and they were under the surface of the water. Rockets and bullets would make no difference to that individual whatsoever. You wouldn't be able to knock them out at all any faster, because once they were under the surface of the water, they were practically, no, not even practically, they were invincible. But they fixed that bug, so now bullets and projectiles will pass through water and destroy anyone that is knocked down underneath that surface. In addition to the water, they've also added an effect on you getting in and out of water as well, so they've added that new little animation in there. As I stated before, there's a bunch of new points of interest as well as new biomes in the map as well, and they've also changed how players actually interact with this environment. So if you walk through grass, the grass will move with you. It won't just be a stiff object that you just kind of pass through as if nothing happened. You'll actually have an animation attached to this, making the game that little bit more realistic. If while moving through water, mostly at Loot Lake, if you looked at a certain angle, you could see under the water and you could see for an infinite distance, and you'd be able to see other players that were knocked down and items that you could pick up, etc. They've changed this so that it won't just be an infinite flat empty distance, it will now be actual water that you'll be looking through, but you'll still be able to see items and people, etc. It'll just be through an actual water animation instead of through empty air. In regards to the item shop, starting as January the 17th, which is today, players should start seeing 6 daily slots for items instead of 4, and starting on January the 21st, the weekly item shop will be changing from the featured shop. Offers will update twice weekly instead of just once. There's loads of general different adds to the game, such as the voice chat is now supported in the pre-game lobby, as well as things like the cosmetics can now be rotated in the locker and on the store pages, and they've also removed the entire winter theme from the pre-game lobby as well, alongside with all the other winter items that they've removed. Whenever you get a kill in the feed, there is actually going to be an addition of a sniper distance in meters attached to this, so you get a long shot, it'll be like, wow, that guy was a god, he just hit like a 1,000 meter shot. So people are actually going to be able to see in the kill feed how far you're going to end up shooting somebody. It's going to be cool. So if you see someone get eliminated by a sniper by 1 meter away, you know somebody just got no-scoped. And if you're a PC player, they have actually changed some of the performance issues. There were some issues with, for example, the cozy campfire and the boogie bomb. It caused people to have like random glitches, and some people even had games that crashed. So I don't understand how that happens, but they've definitely reduced the amount of system and GPU memory used when playing this game in general. Also, trees now are more visible from a distance, so the detail remains at a longer distance, and also when jumping down into the map, they've made it so that it's easier to discover where you're going to go next without having to open up the map and rely upon the named locations. You'll be able to tell eventually and with ease, especially if you're a new player, because of the grave detail from the sky, that the game is now, hey, I'm going there and I know I'm going here, and this is the area that I'm flying over. They've also added new audio for the pickaxes that were previously used during default swinging sounds, and they've also added a pickup sound for the damage trap as well. They've also fixed the issue with the rapid left to right panning of sounds when dropping weapons, and the attempt at trying to build in an invalid location. So there's lots of sound, lots of game, lots of interests and changes, and lots of performance issues that have been removed. This is going to be the biggest update yet, without a doubt. I didn't cover every single patch note, I only covered all of the important ones because there are long lists of lots of information, lots of bug fixes and additions to the game. So without a doubt, go in the description below, go click that link and check out all the other ones I didn't really mention if you're more interested in learning about the little nits and bits that actually get changed in the game, as well as all the information attached to Save the World if that is something that you play as well. Thank you for tuning in and watching today's video. I will speak to you all in the comments. Take care. Peace.